Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Terra, and before we get started, I want to throw out a little disclaimer there, let you know that I'm covering this because I get the question a lot, why cover a coin like this when it's complete garbage or acting like such, is simply because of the fact that my community members have asked me to cover this. I get a lot of requests from my subscribers as well, and it's mostly just kind of a public service thing that I'm trying to do to help you kind of just make sense of it all, but more importantly, kind of follow some best practice, because something like this you can get wrecked on, and in my opinion, I don't think this is a good investment. But it doesn't mean that you can't still make money with it as long as you're careful. Okay, but again, it is a complete gamble. So I just got to throw that out there so you know, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from here, because again, I've dealt with a lot of folks that reach out, specifically after the whole UST depegging, and get a lot of people asking how to recover their losses. So, to me, averaging your price down with the possibility of the price coming back up would effectively help you out. Even though it's a very small amount that you should be investing in the first place, you can find some significant, turnarounds, so some significant profits if you're careful. I was able to dig myself out of a hole, so that's kind of the whole purpose there. So, again, I hope that you can kind of see the big picture, because it's more than just trying to make a video and just cover it because it's popular. I cover because I want you to kind of be safer than sorry, if that makes sense. So hopefully you understand. If you're new to the channel though, keep this in mind. I do love teaching people how to trade. This is a very small piece of what I do. I have a trading academy, community, and signal group, so if you want to become a better trader, check that out in your own time. I have third world country discounts as well as military, so I greatly appreciate your service and hopefully help you save some money. That being said, taking a look here at Luna, let's go ahead and double check a couple things. First of all, this is the daily, and if we go too far out, it's going to be kind of funky. So you got to keep in mind this is a weird chart so far. We only have about, what is this, 7 or 8 trading days? Today is the 8th trading day in this range. So it came all the way down here as low as roughly, because again, this number is a little funky because it's really small. I think it's somewhere in the range of 200. It's like really a small number. And we're up in the 135,000 range, right? So had you got in at that lower price point, you'd be doing pretty decent right now, even still. That being said, that's not why we're here, but what I want to kind of clarify is we're range bound, so to speak, for the moment, between this lowest point and the highest point, okay? So the lowest point is extremely, extremely low. We may not see that price point again, but it does look like it's trending towards it. I think the Fibonacci retracement levels are going to hold. And to touch on this too as well, the highest point, and I've summarized by the way as well, instead of saying 462,000, I'll just say 462. 462 is the highest point here. So it's basically 0 to 462 is what it boils down to. That being said, price is trending right now at about 135. Now you can see it kind of working its way down and getting closer to this lowest point. And if you see on the Fibonacci retracement, you can see that the price point at about, just say 108 or 110, I think is a rounder number. 110 it wicked down to almost that level, came back up, and now it's coming back down almost to that same area. So that tells us that that's likely the bottom. And in most cases, we should expect the price to increase. And furthermore, too, if you note, I believe on the 4 hour, it's going to be, again, a little funky, but if we pull up TD sequential, again, it gets a little weird on us, but we hit a 9 recently, and we went into, 4, 8, 12, 16 hours of overtime. And we're just now hitting this price point where the price is possibly going to recover from here. Now, is there a guarantee it's going to come up? No. But in general, when you see a price point that is trending, down for so long, it has to hit its bottom eventually. And the fact of the matter is here, we candle wicked down here to roughly that, once again, close to 110 range. When we're trending towards that right now, it kind of tells us that the price is willing to, kind of come back up here. Again, there's potential there. Is it a glimmer of hope? Of course it is. At this point, this is a complete gamble. Do not consider putting much into this at all. Okay, and when I say just put a little bit, I mean I was throwing $20 at a time here and there, averaging my price down from 50 to a fraction of a penny. And it inevitably allowed me to get out with my investment and a little bit extra. Okay, that being said, if you're to do the same thing right now, the possibility of it coming up from here is equally as great as it coming down from here. Okay, so you need to understand that. It's a gamble. But if history repeats itself, in most cases when you see a candle wick down as low as this point and the price comes down to average itself out there, that's likely going to be the bottom. Okay. Again, no guarantees, but we hit this exhaustive state recently. The price is going sideways. The only reason why we're probably not seeing a bit of a little bit more green is because Bitcoin just sold off by a decent percentage. It had a very strong 1 hour candle, and it's on its way down right now. Okay. Again, there is a correlation and a similarity between Luna and Bitcoin. It's not direct, it's not super precise, but it is relevant in the sense that when Bitcoin goes down, Terra Luna technically goes down a little bit as well. A lot of that has to do with market capitalization and, of course, people pulling funds out of Luna because perhaps it's profitable or they're just trying to mitigate their losses. There's a lot of different schools of thought there, but simply put, Bitcoin going down and Bitcoin dominance effectively on the rise. Altcoins are getting hit right now, and coins like this are more specifically focused on closing their position, and that's why we see the price come down. Another thing we touched on recently too, we'll just kind of review this and probably call it a day because there's not much else we can really look at, is of course the volume. Look at how starkly different that volume is compared to, just say this previous point here. You can literally almost see the price go down right there with the volume. So we're going to need some kind of fundamental catalyst to get this price action back up. Again, that's a hope and a dream. There's no guarantees that's going to happen. Something could happen to allow that to occur, but I don't think it's very likely. Again, the probability of the price shooting back up, or at least something along these lines, it is very low. There was a fundamental catalyst, if I recall correctly. There was something they were trying to do to recover. It didn't work, and it's coming back down again. Okay, if they try to resolve and fix something and it happens, then great, the price will come up. But for now, you have to expect the price to continue to come lower to at least test the 110 area. If we lose 110 on Fibonacci, then we're probably going to be stuck underneath that for some time. Okay, again, we're looking for a fundamental catalyst, and we don't have one just yet. It's an interesting thing the way that this is working, but again, invest at your own risk in this case. And once again, this is not investing. That's probably the best way to put it. You shouldn't be investing in this because it's not. I mean, it's really just kind of. It's like trying to invest in a bunch of penny stocks, and there's terrible fundamentals across the board. Luna does have good fundamentals in its past. Unfortunately, a lot of things occurred to cause that to kind of go to the wayside. So I think the truth is here we shouldn't just expect Luna to recover. Okay, it's best to expect it to continue to come lower. If you want to gamble a few dollars here and there and expect to lose that money, then you may actually find some reward. But again, that's not what true trading is. That's not what I like to teach in my academy. That's not what I like to communicate. So I know it seems contradictory that I'm covering a coin like this based on the ways in which that I like to trade. I'm a very safe trader. But you got to understand that there's a lot of people that got their hands caught in a cookie jar, and this is one of those cases where we just kind of got to pay attention. I did agree to cover this, fairly consistent. So I hope you can find benefit, of course, in everything I'm saying here. Again, best practice, big picture, is to probably just leave this alone. But if you're going to gamble, lowering your price point, the likelihood of it coming up from here is equally as great as going down. Okay, so again, complete gamble. There's no guarantees, but it is overextended to the downside. It does look like it's found its bottom, and in that sense, with this limited data that we have, a recovery is possible, right? Again, likely, not so much. Possible, yeah, anything's possible. I mean, shoot, the world could explode tomorrow. We truly don't know what's going to happen. And that's why we got to live our best lives, right? So try not to get stuck in something like this, and just do yourself a favor and respect the fact that it's pretty much a meme coin now at this point. It has no inherent value now that it's depegged from UST, and it's essentially just not an investment. Let's just put it that way. All right. So sorry, I keep rambling. I'm kind of going in circles. I just once again hate to see people get burned. I'm so sorry that you had a terrible experience with this one. Try not to lose complete faith in crypto. If you want to gain some faith, you could see we just took some really awesome short positions here recently, and in fact, we hit 27% profit in 20 minutes, I think it was, with our ETH trade. Really cool stuff, honestly, going on. You can still survive in this market, but on the same accord, something like this is just something you got to kind of treat with respect, if that makes perfect sense. All right, anyways, thanks again for joining me here. We'll look forward to seeing the next video. Have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend if I don't talk to you soon. Take care.